Welcome to part 2 of today's episode of Dog Turds into Diamonds. We've got a little bit of a break from the slog of the league. We are playing Dagenham and Redbridge away from home in the quarter-finals of the FA Trophy. Huge game, which it would be fantastic to play an FA Trophy semi-final. And looking at the other teams left in the competition, really, I think Cheltenham and Bromley are really the only other top teams in the league besides ourselves and Dagenham and Redbridge that are still in the competition. Swindon have been going well recently, but they are kind of a mid to lower half team this season. So I think for the winner here, there's probably a really good opportunity and a really good possibility of getting past the semi-finals and into the final. You can see Dagenham and Redbridge are playing a 4-1-2-3 formation, which could be tricky. We'll make a few changes for that in a minute. But the big news, looking back at the last episode, is I still don't have Gabadebo and Bailey Clements available. I thought they just had 1-game suspensions. I think it must have been a 3-game accumulative suspensions. And they are still out and probably going to be out for the next game as well. So we are not even at full strength today. So Wunmi and Ray, it's a good job I took them off the field against AFC Fylde, because they probably wouldn't have been fit for today's game if I hadn't. Nick Radcliffe will continue at left back, but Jay Williams does come back in at right back. So we're possibly a little bit stronger there. Lee Brown is suspended today as well, so he is out of the squad. But we've got Isaac Smith and Jack Earing in at midfield, which I think is my strongest midfield two there. And then with Max Waltman and Thomas Hughes on the wings, we've got Liam Gibbs in at number 10. They all come back in, and I am leaving Joe Hardy up front after his hat-trick against AFC Fylde. I think I've got to keep him in. And with James Price, our top scorer, on the bench, we've got a really good option to come in there. I think I'm also going to make a little change with Liam Gibbs' position because of their formation, which I'll show you in a second. On the bench, we've got Gallagher Allison as our backup defender. Matt Butcher drops down to the bench, as does Lee Marsh Hughes. Also Ronan Curtis. James Price is in there to come off if we need a goal. Or to come on if we need a goal, and Ryan Crosdale makes up the bench with Jack Brown. You can see Lee Brown, Gabadebo and Bailey Clements all suspended still. Zidane Iqbal I'm leaving out of the squad, and apart from that we're kind of down to the bare bones, so need a really big performance here. It's a really tough game, Dagenham and Redbridge away. Hopefully we can come up with a big performance. Our defending needs to massively improve. We have been so poor at the back for quite a while now. It really came out of nowhere. Like I said last episode, it was really our strength to be able to defend and keep ourselves in games. But now that all seems to have gone out the window. All seems to have changed. So let's go with our assistant here for the team talk. Show everyone the recent praise is justified. They've kind of responded, haven't they? Let's just go through the lines and just make sure. Got a good motivated team there. And I'll show you the changes I'm going to make, or the considerations I'm going to make tactically here. I am going to put our wingers marking their fullbacks, just tracking their fullbacks if they go forward, which I think they will do. And I'm going to move Liam Gibbs into an attacking position. They're playing with a defensive midfielder, so I kind of feel like it is not going to work out for us trying to use Liam Gibbs in the number 10 role. I think he's going to get marked out of the game there. And I am going to put George Ray to specifically mark Malik Mothersill up front. So I'm going to get him marking tightly there. Hopefully we can keep their striker occupied. And apart from that, make a couple of little changes through the team. I'm going to leave the attacking instructions as they are, apart from, taking the overlaps off. I'm not going to try and risk anything. We do seem to have improved since we stopped doing overlaps away from home. I'm going to distribute to the flanks. I think we're going to get more out of it distributing to the flanks from the goalkeeper and just knock our line of engagement back. I think the way we've been defending, I think those are all considerations I've got to make away from home and against one of the strongest teams in the league. So we've won our last 2 away, but we have over the last few months been a really poor away team. It almost cost us our spot in the playoff position. So hopefully now we can start to change that over the rest of the season as we get to attack with the first highlight of the game. Gibbs does well. Waltman, it's come back to Hardy, come back to Hughes, and Thomas Hughes has his 8th of the season. A great start, and we are 1-0 up in the FA Trophy. A nice little spell of possession. Gibbs as the advanced forward there. Actually, he's not an advanced forward. Is he a deep lying forward? Is that what it's described as? I can't remember what the role's called now. He's found a little bit of space there. I've took him away from their defensive midfielder. He's got very good movement off the ball, so he's found a bit of space just to link the play up there, and we are 1-0 up. Coulson's free kick, and it is straight back in, and our defensive frailties raise their head again. I was working defensive play during the week, but Onyango has got onto that ball pretty much unchallenged. He looks like a big lad. Looking at the highlights there, let's encourage the players. I mean, we are in this game. We've got better possession. We've had as many shots as them. I think we've got to be pleased with how it's going so far, even if we've given up another lead. But they are now on the attack again with this highlight. It's crossed in, and again, an unmarked header. We are absolutely abysmal defending crosses. I'm not going to work the ball into the box as our assistant wants, as they get straight in again. Really poor, and we've survived it. We have been so lucky there. What do I change? I might go to a balanced mentality. Can that help us just be a little bit better at the back? We do now get a highlight. Waltman into Earing. Gibbs looking for Hardy, but he couldn't find him. We've lost the ball in the air again, but there's no one there to capitalise on that flick on. It comes back to us. How is this highlight going to go? Waltman into Hardy. Back to Earing. Gibbs. Again, Gibbs looking to get Hardy in, but they defended it well. And it does seem like Hardy's reading of through balls is not the greatest. And the highlight now turns into an opportunity for them. Robinson over the top, and we survive again. We're going to get to half time. It's been a decent performance. They have had more shots, but we are well in this game against a very strong opposition. So let's be pleased. There you go. Keep going and we can win this. All right, we didn't quite get the response we wanted. Let's just see if somebody can make the difference in the second half for us. Hardy and Gibbs playing very well up front. It does say Gibbs on a 6.5, but he seems to have linked the play pretty well. Let's demand more here. We've got the changes on the bench if we want. We've got James Price that can come on. As Jarvis gets in and we're behind again, that's a disappointing goal to concede right at the start of the second half. Let's go attack in here, or at least go positive. So Wunmi heads it away, but there's no one there to pick up the ball, and it's just a simple ball back in for Jarvis. Defensively, we are just so poor. A highlight straight from the off. Can we make something out of it? Ball into Hardy. Again, he doesn't get on the end of it. So Wunmi gets it away. Can we pick something up here, though? We can't. They're just first to every second ball, and Robinson is in. Blair makes the save, but we are really under the cosh now, aren't we? We're really struggling, but now Waltman on the break. Can he get a cross in? It's headed away easily, and the highlight will end there. Can we get ourselves back into this game? Really struggling. I think it might be time for some changes here. Let's have a look at what we can do here. George Ray is very tired. Do I want to make my changes at the back, though? I'm going to leave that for the moment. I really don't know what to change. Max Waltman has not been great. I'm going to move Joe Hardy to the right wing. And I'm going to make James Price our advance forward. And I think I'm going to make Hardy an inside forward on the right wing. Try and get him in there. Now, what else can I change? I think we're going to bring off Isaac Smith and we're going to bring in Matt Butcher. And I think I'm going to make him a deep line playmaker on defend. Just try and get him on the ball a little bit lower down the field. Let's up the tempo and be more expressive. And I think it's time we started overlapping as well. I think we've got to do it. A little bit more width, shoot on sight, and distribute a bit more quickly. And do I distribute to the playmaker? I mean, we've had good possession. I think I'm going to distribute to Butcher. And we're just going to start pressing a bit more. I'm going to press all the way up the field. Let's see if these boys can turn this around. Even if it's kind of a pleasing to have made the quarter-final for the first time, we would obviously want more than that to finish the season. They get another highlight. Can we deal with this and maybe get a counter-attack into Mothersill, and he puts it over the bar? I'm going attacking now. Let's demand more from the players. Come on, boys. What else can I change here? I think the only other thing I can do here, we're going to go more direct. Right, let's start distributing to the attackers. The only other thing I can do is actually take a defender off, I think. Let's take a defender off. George Ray is absolutely out on his feet. Who do I bring on here? I'm going to bring on, I think, Lloyd Marsh Hughes. I'm going to make Gibbs the number 10. Lloyd Marsh Hughes the forward. And let's just see. We're going 3-on-3 at the back, which obviously isn't great. Let's just see if we can go all-out attack here. And hopefully just pull something out of the bag. Let's get one highlight before the end of the game. We've got the ball. Joe Hardy on the break here. Earring into Gibbs. Marsh Hughes. Just need one more chance. Come on, boys. Really wanted Hughes to cross that in. Earring to Williams. Williams does cross it in. It's only out as far as Radcliffe. He does now get that in again. It's out to Earring. It's still not away. Is there one last chance left? Price to Williams. Williams puts it in for Price. Was he onside? He wasn't. I think I knew straight away that that was going to be offside. Yeah, it's well off, isn't it? Oh, Football Manager, how you like to tease me. Let's give it one last push, guys. Come on, last 4 or 5 minutes. Is there one more highlight here? Come on. Oh, we are out of the FA Trophy for this season. What a shame. They gave it a good go, but again, just our inability to defend is just absolutely killing us. I've got to try and keep motivation up for the last closing stage of the season now. We can't dwell on it. I wish I knew what I could do apart from just defending, doing more defensive topics in training. There's nothing else I can do, but the way we've collapsed defensively this season it's just shocking. I don't know what else I can do apart from maybe changing the playing system to play with a defensive midfielder. I think that's the only option open to me. Maybe I could have done that today, but it's just really hard to know what other options we've got. Well, as we're stuck in another loop here, unless it goes on as I'm talking, I think we'll end there. Not sure when we'll be back. We've got some tough games coming up. I will pick one of those top games that's hopefully going to have a big impact. There you go, as we do finally get to move forward. What a shame that we're out of that tournament. But as I say, let's not dwell on it. We've got Stockport coming up, who are 4th in the table. We do have that game in hand, and Barnet have won their game in hand, so they're now only 2 points behind us. They're really putting pressure on us at the end of the season here. I mean, we've got Stockport in just a few games' time, Gloucester away. I could come back for those 2 games. It's pretty soon, but we've also got Barnet at home. Look, I think that's the next game. I think Barnet at home is probably going to decide if we make playoffs or if we don't. So Barnet at home, Bromley away, that could be very, very important. I think we'll come back for Barnet at home, Bromley away, double header for the next episode. Can we recover from yet another away defeat and poor defensive performance? We've now conceded 9 in 3 games. It's not good, is it? I've got to try and find the answer there, because how we're defending is clearly not working. Well, we'll leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We're now 3 episodes without a win on a live com, which is very frustrating. Hopefully you'll want to come back next time and see if maybe we can turn that around. Will it be us? Will it be Barnet that gets that last playoff spot? Hopefully we can have a good run now to the end of the season. See you for the next one here on Dog Turds into Diamonds.